Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning, welcome back as always. And then for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome to the channel as well. This is going to be a collective message for the sign of Scorpio. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and Venus. This will be for February. Cross watchers, if that's your thing, welcome to the channel too. Guys, make sure you're discerning the messages accordingly. Roles can be reversed, and obviously this is not a one-to-one reading, so take what's for you, leave the rest behind. Don't force anything to fit into a cookie cutter box, because you're going to make life harder than it needs to be, right? So with that, let's just jump right on into it. I hope you guys are having a great start to the month. I did get another new deck. Finally, I've got more coming in. The Mystical Shaman Oracle. I haven't dug into it too much yet, but I don't know, maybe I'll throw one of those down and see what comes up, right? It's all intuitive anyhow. So, all right, Scorpio, for the month of February, what you got going on, my fellow Scorpios? Guys, if you find that this video resonates for you, hit that like button, subscribe if you've not done so already to the channel. It's going to be a great way to circulate the videos to help other people get messages, as well as it helps the channel. So it's a great way to support the channel, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So let's see. I'm still it's early. It's pretty early in the morning. I'm not coherent yet. All right. Spirit for Scorpio. It's trying to come out of there. Discernment. What are we discerning? Scorpio, always in the thought process, even though we're water signs, right? We're always thinking about things. Timing for you guys. So, I think you're waiting for a lot of things to start off for you, a lot of new things to come in. Discerning and listening. So, to me, it's almost like you're paying a lot of attention to the past. You may not be stuck in the past, but it's re-examining. It's like you're always constantly listening for red flags of the present, going, did I see this before, kind of thing, alchemy. I feel like you're trying to make some sense of things, discerning things, learning from things, moving forward from things that may have caused a lot of strife in your life, in prior times, right? So let's see for Scorpio Spirit. Spirit is telling me to slowly deliver this message to you. So to me, that's very much, there's going to be a lot of information that comes through, and it's like you may need to hear it. I almost want to say, like, Spirit is also saying, like, to replay it. So there may be parts of this, if you're going to go back and you're going to need to listen to, that are going to be very important. They're saying that timing is everything, and I forget what sign. I feel like something like that came up for another one of the signs that I did the other day. But it's kind of like taking your time. Oh, you guys are moving forward. Hell yeah. There is a deeper knowledge I feel you guys are going through. Like, I feel like you went through this stage and this shift, and I think it was in December maybe. We talked about this shift that was happening, right? And for you guys, it's almost like the door's closed to something. Like, it's almost kind of like coming out, like you knew something was ending, a cycle was closing out, cycle closes out, you go into this fog, you come out of this fog, fully aware that something else is coming to light in due time, right? Like a whole new beginning has occurred, and you're being very aware. Like when I see this listen card, to me, she is re-examining the past and understanding that she has gained strength, courage, knowledge of her prior situations, and she's waiting, like, for the pendulum to start swinging again. It's like you took a pause, and now you're moving forward with this immense power of all elements, right? And it's like, okay, now what reignites me inside? what opens me up to new possibilities. Where is it that my passion is? Where is my creativity? What is it that sends me into overdrive? I feel like this message is going to be very, very unique. Your views and opinions of things also may have changed. It's like you're taking piece by piece by piece and really examining the way things have happened and going, I don't see things the same way as I once did. And I think that's really cool energy to be in, because, you know, I tell people consistently, and you guys too in the past, I'm sure, as well as other signs that I've done videos for, you know, we're meant to learn through what it is we're doing so that we don't repeat our mistakes or we don't relive experiences that we're not serving of our higher good. And Scorpio, I don't feel like you're ever going to do things the same way again. It's like no more. And I'm hearing from Spirit, enough is enough. So you may have recently dealt with something or somebody too that was just like, I'm drawing the line in the sand. This Fortitude card, I want you to see this. This Fortitude card, to me, like the power that I feel coming in from that card is immense. Like when I seen that card come out, it was just like whoosh, shit just blew up. And not in a bad way, but in a I'm never doing this again kind of way. Like I've come, you know, I had to stop and listen to my guides. I had to stop and listen to my ancestors. I needed to stop and listen to Spirit, whether you talk to God or, you know, whatever it might be. And through this, it's no more. Like really emitting, to me, it's really emitting some personal boundaries that you're not letting anybody cross ever again. And that takes a lot. It does. It takes a lot of courage, a lot of a push to, you know, to just go, I've had enough. And I don't know that this had enough necessarily came recently, as much as it's been a build-up, because that listening is her being patient, or him, her, him, whatever. It's defined as a female on that card. But like you had to discern, and you had to learn, and you had to listen, and you had to pay attention for a long time to get to where you are. And now this creative passion, this I'm hearing I'm meant for more, excuse me, is coming to the surface. So very, very interesting energy. Scorpio, I feel like I could sit here all day and have this reading with you. This is crazy. Like the Scorpio's power, and I'm not knocking any other sign. So, you know, just doesn't matter what else is in your chart. We all have, you know, a wide variety most often. It's just, you know, I think all signs go through these processes at some point that it's just like, okay, I'm leveling up, I'm powering up, I'm not doing things. And we've got the collective shift in the world, in the universe, and what we're dealing with around us. And Scorpio, I just want to go, it's your time. You know, like I've never been a big fan of seeing some of these readings go, oh, you know, this year is your year. But Scorpio, this year is your year. And it's personal empowerment of your year is what it is. Taming the wind, the sweat lodge. You've gone through initiation. Like I said, I've not done too much reading on these cards, but, you know, I follow my intuition. You can read, I've told everybody, you know, I was taught, if you get a book with your tarot cards, throw the damn book away. Because we're meant, you know, if we connect, right? And that's where we go. That's where we go from. You get a 9 and a 10 and a 9 again in the middle world. Very independent energy, very much figuring out where your roots are, very much understanding that you're protecting your space. You're protecting what is yours. You're holding firm in what you've created for yourself. The sweat lodge, initiation, right? You went in, you did the work, you fought through it. And for some of you, maybe most of you actually, I don't know that that period is quite over yet. Because there's something that's going to close this out entirely. Like, I feel like you've closed out a cycle already. But at the same time, like, you know, you're trudging through, you're getting shit done, you're making moves, right? But there's like one piece to this that needs to be, Spirit is calling it tempered, that is going to change another cycle for you. You know, we can have multiple cycles open at any given time, but it's like you've walked through hell, you've walked through fire, you've walked through every aspect of dealing with the things that have been brought to light for you. And it's now going, I'm taming the things within me that may be toxic, that may be codependent, that may be, you know, unserving of my higher self. I'm making these changes. Now I work on me. Now I focus on me. Now this shift is truly, you know, the shift has happened clearly, but you're really stepping into the power of gathering your resources for you rather than for another. And that is magnificent energy to be in. I like that for you a lot, a whole lot. Let's see. I've had this, I can't wait for winter to be over. My allergies this winter have been the devil. So pardon me for the sniffling, pardon me for the, I might have to sneeze because it seems to be all the time when I'm doing videos. My nose is always itching, which is supposed to be, you know, the spirit speaking with us or catching our attention. That and ringing in the ears and all the other things, right? And for me, it's always goosebumps too. So, but anyhow, moving on. All right, Scorpio, let's see. I like this. Endings and beginnings for Scorpio for February. You're moving past anything that felt heavy. Like, I don't know if, you know, for some of you, you know, with this thinking, you know, over analyzing things too, you could be overdoing it. So be cautious, you know, be cognizant of that. Don't overthink all the processes around you. Take them for what they are and move forward. But it's like you're not letting things hold you back the way you once did. All right, for Scorpio, High Priestess of Spirit, you're trusting your intuition, you're listening, paying attention, learning, defending your space, defending your boundaries. That listen card came out again. For some of you, you may be getting messages. Some people may be coming in around you as well that are going to make some kind of emotional plea. I will say this to you though, that emotional plea to me with this may be some kind of nagging from a space that's not been closed, a circle or a cycle that's not been completely closed out yet. You may have, you know, I won't say that you're disconnected from your emotions, but you're very cautious as to where you put your emotions at and to moving forward. It's like you're just in a space that's silence, and the promises that you've made to yourself are more important than anything else around you. And it's not that you're being selfish. You're upholding the values that you've learned within you, about you, right? This is a very deep message, Scorpio. I got like, ooh, goodness. But when you decided to make forward movement, you made yourself a promise that life was going to change and it would be very different. And so sitting in that space of time, re-examining, you know, paying attention to things again around you may have sent you into a space that you're not fully open in the heart space because you're exercising caution to the circumstances around you, paying, you know, if you're seeing people come in around you that make you uncomfortable, or you just get that feeling that doesn't sit right with you, you're willing to put them at a distance and not have any qualms about doing that. And I don't forget, it's like Spirit is saying to me, like, you've brought people into your world and you're willing to cut them out. Like, I brought you into my world, I'll let you go. Kind of like this, I don't need this. I don't need this. But I also feel as if somebody is coming in to make communication with you too. And you're discerning what it is that they're saying. For others of you, it could be that too, but also listening to your guides. Like, you're trying to very much connect to a higher level of your intuition, of this knowing, of connecting with spirit at this time. And I think it's going to serve you very well. Like, you're in a very steadfast energy. It's almost flatline. It's not though that you're not getting excited about things or not feeling things. It's just you're aware. There's a massive awareness to what it is that you're doing at this time and where your focus and drive is going. And it will not be on things that are going to knock you off course. You've come too far for that, right? So there it is, that third eye. All right, Spirit for October. I said for October. I'm going to take those. Door to Spirit. Again, you got the High Priestess Spirit. You've got Door to Spirit, the thinking woman as well. Discerning, right? She thinks about things. She examines things. She pays attention to things. Spirit is also saying for some of you, this may be examining contracts. This could be soul contracts. This could be work contracts. This could be in commitments with people around you. Door to Spirit is, they're coming in. You're working towards your peace. And again, you're just like, nothing is going to take me off course from this. I've learned, I've gained a lot of knowledge and wisdom that come with this. You had to transform yourself to get to where you are. And you're not going to let anything stop you. Scorpio. Again, staying out of that headspace. There's the card of anxiety. There is a need to stay out of the headspace. All right, I'm gonna put these back in because I have one too many here. Man holding heart and attachment. Some of you may be, somebody may be codependent on you. You may have had a prolonged period of your life where codependent relationships were the thing. For others of you, you may be dealing with somebody already, or maybe in a commitment with somebody already, and this is not going to be for everyone, where it's as if this person comes in codependent on you. And you're, with Scorpios and a couple of the other signs, there is no black and white. Or I'm sorry, there is just black and white. There's no gray, right? So Scorpio, it's like either for you, you're in it or you're not in it. They seem to be tying you into a gray area that leaves you wondering, questioning, and this may be where that anxiety is coming in. That you're not sure. I keep getting two cards for you guys. I just talked about contract, right? There comes contract and adjacent possibilities. That you understand that there's a reason to discover what other pathways surround you. This may have been a soul connection. It may be a soul connection, 6 and 6, soul connections, karmic ties, that kind of thing as well, where they came in to help provide you with some soul growth. But is it serving of you? Oh my gosh, why do they keep coming out this way? Be careful of the company that you keep. Community and broken heart, 7 and 9. You're completely fine doing things independently and on your own. You may have been a bit trusting in the past. You still may be to a point. I don't feel like you're as heavy in that as you were because you're paying more attention. But somebody surrounding you may not have your best interest at heart either. So be discerning of the company that you're keeping at this time. All right, Spirit, let's see. For Scorpio in the present, please. Scorpio in the present. Again, you guys keep getting two. How many times have I shuffled these cards and it keeps coming out like this? Spirit's like, stop putting them back in. Gotcha. We'll have the whole deck out here soon. The World, Angel of Love. What makes you feel good? What is going to open you up to new possibilities? You're working on the home space. I don't feel like, you know, you have, well, someone else may feel like they're tied to you. You're not. You're tied to your own commitments at this point in time. And I feel like this has to do, I get a 4 and a 4, an 11 and a 2. There's something at home that you're trying to bring together. There's something at home that you're very focused on at this time. So when you have these outside distractions, you're just like, okay, maybe today, but not tomorrow, because that's going to knock me off course. So you're very, very wise to know that you're not going to let anything take you off your game. Angel of balance, there you go. Like it's going to balance itself out and all tied up, and maybe trying to, for some of you, money may be a little bit of a thing. Understand it's going to balance out. You know, this may also pertain to a partnership as well, where you may be putting out a lot more than you would like to at this time. For others of you, this could also be, you know, maybe you're not able to give the way you want to. You know, you're maybe used to giving in a certain way when it comes to finances. You're not able to do that, but understand, like, this will balance itself out in due time, right? Like it's you've got to work and build to whatever you've built already, whatever you've created already. Don't sit stagnant in the energy of you're not sure what direction to go. I feel like with this heat and this heat up here at the top, it comes through to me like creativity. Make sure you're exploring your creative endeavors. The foundations that you've built are, when I see them, when I typically see foundations, I see them as being larger pillars, right? For you guys, they're about yay big. But the difference with that for me, for you this time around, is that it's not, they might not be this tall, right? But it's not about how much is there, it's about how sturdy the foundation is. And for you guys, I feel like even though you're here, and maybe other people are here with building that foundation, this foundation doesn't have a seamless, like it's just absolutely solid. Like when I see this, because I'm clairvoyant, so when I see this and I see this pillar, it's like concrete solid. Like they might not be that big, but they are firm in everything that you've done, where others, I see them this big, but you can see through them. They're not solid. They've got some transparency to them. So it's like, maybe you're not where you thought you would be, but what you're creating for the long term, the big picture, is much better than rushing through it and getting something that might be more, but it's not stable. It's not solid. It would crack before you needed it to. So it's a bit of a rigid approach. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's not real lovey-dovey kind of feel, but you're very focused. You're very focused on learning. For some of you this month too, you may be going back and learning something new. I think it might have been Aries, honing in on some new skills as well, or honing, or you know, strengthening the skills they already had. So maybe you've got I think it was Aries. You might have some Aries in your chart, but you're learning, you're listening, you're gaining knowledge. You know, you're pushing through to reach goals. I like this. I like this a lot for you guys. Door to Spirit. What do we got? Clarifying it, judgment, making a decision. I just want to say, 2 doves. They bring peace, right? Our doves are peace. Card clarifying. You see the dove there. Door to Spirit, judgment. There's that dove. Same thing there, right? So I like this. You've got 2. You got the High Priestess of Spirit, the Door to Spirit, and then clarifying, judgment. Peace is coming in. Like, whatever has held you back, whatever has, brought you to your knees, you're not making the same decisions that you've made in the past. You're doing it, again, very differently, and you're doing it in a way that is enlightening to you. This can also be very much spiritual ascension, right? Like, no more. I have learned, I have gained the knowledge, I have put in the work, I have busted my ass. You're not going to stay where you once were, because it's like, I feel like you're free. You've got that movement, you're free. Take a look too at doves, you know, the symbolism behind doves. See how that resonates with some of you. It may mean a lot at this time, you know, taking a look, you know, Google it, whatever. But doves, very, very, very important for you at this time as well. But they create peace, they create freedom, they are free to fly. They're loving, they're nurturing, they're soft. You're breaking through into that side. Open that heart space, live from the heart space. Spirit is also saying, let love live. So if you're finding yourself pinching off, connect with Spirit. Find a safe place to open up the heart space and to put faith and trust into something, because I'm telling you, the decision processes that you're making at this time are changing. Get out of your head. Get out of your head. The thinking woman, 5 of Pentacles. I'm hearing a little bit of like, I can't do this because of this. I can't do that because of that. Yes, you can. 9 of Cups. You're getting to your wish fulfillment. You're moving from that 5 of Pentacles to the 9 of Cups. You're moving out of that lacking mentality, or the lessons that you learned that made you feel like you were without. No more. You're getting to where you need to go. Give yourself the time. Look, daughter of Page of Pentacles, it's going to be a slow process. It's going to be a slow process. Page of Cups, you're opening up emotionally and financially, and I feel like that those two things with Scorpio tend to go hand in hand. You know, if they're emotionally balanced, their money is good. If they're not emotionally balanced, the money might not be so good. So just allow yourself patience. Give yourself patience. Give yourself the time to make these changes in these decisions, because it is going to benefit you in the long run. Like, everyone's like, what about now? What about 5 minutes from now? What about next week's electric bill? Whatever it might be. Put your faith and trust into something higher. Like, I feel like most of you are. You're learning to do that. You're getting better at doing it. But in the same space, don't get so impatient with yourself that you're pinching yourself off, because you need to look at the big picture. How is it going to be sustained moving forward into the long term? Let's clarify this anxiety. Communication. You may have someone come, again, communication to me, fast moving energy. You may have somebody coming in who, they may be expressing their emotional desires to you, and that may send you into a bit of a tizzy. It's like, it's almost like you don't feel like you've got the energy, the time, the effort, the space to give to this communication that's coming in. It's like, what do I do? You will make a good judgment call. You really will. And if you're not sure what to do, reach out to your guides, reach out to your ancestors, reach out to Spirit, because they've obviously got your back, right? But it's like someone may be pushing you at this time to make a decision on something. And it's like, if you don't feel comfortable, then don't do it. But at the same time, don't create scenarios in your head that don't exist either. So, you know, let it be what it is, and leave it at that. All right, what clarifies the world and the angel of love? Father of Cups. You may have. Okay, okie dokie. You may have some offers coming into you. There are people around you that see the work that you've put in, the time, the energy, the effort, right? They see how it's changed you. Somebody is watching you. That Knight of Wands. He is, to me, he's a little sneaky, right? So, couple things Spirit's giving me. One, check for emotional manipulators, first and foremost. 2, someone could have their eye on you. And again, it's going to be different for everybody. Second message is somebody could have their eye on you. So they're like, how do I get to Scorpio? How do I get to them? So they could be watching you, and not in a creepy kind of sense, but just knowing of you, thinking of you, examining who you are, wanting to make an offer. But what I think is funny is I look at this angel of love, and she's very much focused on her own heart space and doesn't see it coming at all. So interesting, to say the least. But I want to say, exercise caution, and I think that comes in because I feel like you're going to regardless, because you just don't see it. You're not aware of it. You don't care so much either. For some of you, like Scorpio, you know, we're moving into Valentine's Day, and it's like, So what? I don't need a box of chocolates and roses, you know? Like, it is what it is. I don't need any special whatevers. I got my own shit to do. You just keep on going. Like, it's just another day. So some of you just, it's where your heart is like, I have no shits to give. You just, you know, you keep to yourself, I'll keep to myself. The Fool and the Ace of Cups. Scorpio, you are. You're starting off. You're trying. It's learning to love again. It's learning to feel again, I feel, is what you're dealing with. And you'll get there. You'll get there. You're starting off on a new journey. Father of Pentacles with the Angel of Balance and all tied up. Let's see. What is this all tied up for Scorpio, please? Daughter of Cups and Daughter of Pentacles in reverse. What I say earlier, those two cards were on the bottom in justice. Again, balancing things out, right? What's fair, equal, just will be. Those two cards, I told you, money's up, or your emotions are up, your money's up. Your emotions are down, your money's down. Stop. Right now, that is like the major thing I see you standing in your way of, is getting into these thinking patterns of, I don't want to say lack so much, but as a, I don't know how to do this. Spirit is saying you've done it before. So it's like, why couldn't you make it happen, Scorpio? You're Scorpio. You can make anything happen. You transition and die and come back, you know, a million times over, and you do just fine every time. And if you know, quote unquote fail, because there is no failure, right? Like, you feel like you haven't met where you needed to be, you get up and you do it again. So it's like, or you do it, well, you do it again, but you're doing it differently again, right? But that Father of Pentacles, though, you are more stable than you realize. You've got more going on for you than what meets the eye. And I don't think it's like every card that I have here, outside of listening and paying attention, it's almost like you're sleeping. It's like head down. I mean, this Angel of Balance, her head is down. The Angel of Love, her head is down. Anxiety, her head is down. The Tied Up just looks up and is like, deer in the headlights kind of look. The Thinking Woman, the listening, like, you're very focused on a particular space of your life. But when it comes to your emotions and your money, it's like nose to the, how do they, head down, you know, you got your face buried in things. So it's like you may be very focused on a single thing. So all these things of these people or these situations going on around you, somebody trying to come in, you're not seeing it. So you need to pick your head up and pay attention to this. That's Six of Cups. Again, to me, with this card in this deck, you know, you've built those roots, you've built those foundations. There's, you know, you can call it karmic ties or growth or whatever, but that growth it's occurred underneath the surface with this card. You see that? It's beautiful, it's luscious, it's vibrant, it's just full of life. But then you're presenting this part of you that's just black and white, right? Like, it's just, here I am. You let everything under the surface for a prolonged period of time, and you're not showing that to the world right now. You've got to give a little bit to get that little bit back, right? And I know that can be a very difficult space to be in when we've dealt with emotions and things in the past that maybe left us feeling blocked and empty. But try to give, but make sure, you know, yes, you can be focused and nose down, you know, working on what it is that you need to, but also be cognizant of what's going on around you other than what's right in front of you. There's a bigger picture. You know, I said about the bigger picture earlier, same thing. What's the big picture here? It's not just today. What about tomorrow, next week? What is it around other people that are around you that aren't right in front of your face? So, financial constraints, what's this about, Spirit? Excuse me. Interesting reading, Scorpio. Financial constraints, the Tower. You're going to have to do something differently with your finances. If you are having issues with finances at this time, if you do things the way you've always done them, you're always going to get it the same way. You also may feel like, again, money is blocking your happiness. What was that saying? It is not happy people that are thankful or something like that, but thankful people that are happy. You know, so don't see yourself in this space of lack, because I do think, let's see, I do think your money is going to change up, but but you're seeing it as blocking, as a roadblock to your happiness in February. What is this about Scorpio's finances? Let's see. Scorpio's finances. Whoa. Listen, look, you're coming out of that 5 of Cups, right? Like, you're almost there. Whatever this is, you've got that 10 of Wands, you've got the Strength card, the Queen of Cups, and the 5 of Cups in yours. You're coming out of this. No more feeling sorry for yourself. No more woe is me. Like, fill your cup up, because it's going to fill up everything else. Like, it's going to transform. You've got that 6 of Wands, victory, success ahead. And it may not happen right now the way you think that it's going to, but Spirit is trying to show you this way of going about it, and you will absolutely get there. You didn't get as far as you have because you didn't know what you were doing. Maybe you learned some lessons along the way, right? But you've got here because you know. So let it do its thing. Like I always say, let it do its thing. But you are birthing and creating something so much more beyond where you have been. Don't get up in your head. That 10 of Wands, like, you have to push through. There's no other way but grit to get through that 10 of Wands, because you're closing something out. And and that you're going from the 6 of Wands to the 10 of Wands. It may, you may feel tied down and restricted from certain things, but you went from the 3 of Wands to the 6 of Wands to the 10 of Wands. This is almost done. Whatever this is, you've already closed out a cycle. Whatever this next cycle is, or whatever it is, it's been going on, I'll call it behind the scenes. You're just about there. So keep going, keep pressing forward, keep moving forward, because you're getting there. You're getting to it. So, all right, let's get a card of the White Light Oracle to wrap this up for you guys for the month of February. I think once I get all the signs done for February, I'm going to go ahead and do love readings, even though we know how I feel about those, right? I'm like, I love Scorpio, right? Just talking about it. Oh, Scorpio. Wolf. Beta of Spirit Wolf 23, which breaks down to a 5. That wolf was also on that fortitude. Wolves are very powerful. They're very aware. They're very knowledgeable. They will pay attention to all of their surroundings. Their ears, they use their ears so much. And I talked about that listening. You've got quite a few cards of listening, paying attention. There's like drums to the ears, like really listening, following the beat of your own path, being fierce in what it is that you need to do. Don't be too fierce. You see through things. Those bright blue eyes on this card, you see through things. You're very poised in what's coming, but you've got a higher knowledge. You've got a higher understanding. And I think the other video that I just did for you guys the beginning of the week was a higher spiritual calling, and it's there. It's absolutely there. So keep moving forward. All right, Scorpio. All right, let's see. All right, so from the book, excuse me. Give yourself enough rest. Only then will you be able to ground yourself enough to cultivate focus and motivation to fulfill your path. You will find a way through any tricky situation as you tune into your instincts and trust your own timing. From times of change and uncertainty comes confidence, love, and resilience. Embrace transition. Commit to your task and stay focused, but be flexible in your approach. You have the skills to intuitively handle any situation or any issue. Spirit Wolf skillfully guides us through transition and uncertainty. He enhances instincts, intuition, and presence, so we can sense and avoid possible sabotage or traps, and intelligently and safely find our way around them. Spirit Wolf tunes us into our instincts without creating paranoia or hyper-arousal. This is the medicine of awareness and engagement that comes from tuning in without fear, rather than from defensiveness, suspicion, and building walls against life. Where direct confrontation could stall a resolution or make matters worse, Spirit Wolf teaches us to soften our energy, appear less threatening, and therefore minimize the chance of other party reacting aggressively out of fear. This enhances the possibility of resolution. Spirit Wolf calls for lunar wisdom, for honoring the non-rational knowing of intuition, for trusting our spiritual instincts and inner sense of timing. He is the unconventional yet reliable pathfinder. He shows up to be flexible while remaining connected to our higher purpose. Beta of Spirit Wolf brings the message that your resourcefulness and capacity to meet your needs is greater than you realize. We have it within us to engage all situations with courage and willingness. We will always find a way through. A Spirit Wolf thrives in cheerful, playful social bonding with his tribe. There is also a reminder that connection is an essential ingredient in our approach to life. To thrive and have as much as the intelligent, playful, successful, adaptable, and resourceful wolf, we need love in our lives. To experience love, we must be willing to reach out, open up, and run the risk of letting love in, as well as to share it unconditionally without thought for what we can get out of it, which would transform the beautiful gift of love into a manipulative tool of ego. Beta brain waves oscillate between 14 hertz and 40 hertz. It is the pattern of our waking state when our alertness and reasoning are heightened. If our beta waves become excessive, it can be challenging to transition into more relaxed states, and the result is increased stress. Stress is a significant problem for the human collective, and the negative impact on our health and our planet is considerable. It is easier for a relaxed mind to access clarity and inspiration. Beta waves are stimulating, and while heightened arousal is beneficial in small doses at appropriate times, if this becomes our dominant way of being, our stress levels will compromise our well-being and our wisdom. The excess of anxiety-related disorders affecting humanity at this time is one symptom of beta brainwaves in overdrive. Beta deficiencies result in lack of focus and inattention to what is happening, so problems are not readily solved. Spirit Wolf brings a healing recalibration of our beta waves, so we can avoid depression and feel motivated, yet also know when to step back and reconnect to the slower healing rhythms of our heart and soul. Timing. Stay out of your head. I've been saying that this entire reading on and off. Staying out of your head space. Trust. You've got this intuition. You've got this higher knowledge. And it's there for you. And it's going to see you through whatever troubles or whatever strife or whatever comes to be. So let that in. Let love in. Open up to some vulnerability. Allow yourself to be human and to feel human. You guys you're heading in a very solid direction. I like this reading for you. It's giving understanding, but stay out of this, that space. She just looks like she's going crazy. Just stay out of that space. There's no need for that. You're unnecessary worry is just it's gonna throw you off course. As I said about your emotions and your money, like every card that I pulled, like they went hand in hand. If you stay in the right space, knowing that things are changing, yes, you may have lots of options and lots of ways of being able to do things. Angel of Balance, Woman Holding Heart, open yourself up. In order to receive, somebody's got to give. In order to give, it's vice versa. Give and receiving is so let that reciprocity come in for you. Not everybody is the same. Not every situation is the same. Rest and rejuvenation behind that angel of love. Nurture yourself. Love yourself too. The world. It's like I'm hearing the world wants to be written for you. Like the world's giving you opportunities. But I think that for some of you, you've just been through some things that make you defensive. There's that hostilities card. Hold you in a defensive position because you're not sure what to do. Thinking woman. Again, defensive energy with the broken heart is, how do I protect myself so I don't feel this way? Journey, door to spirit. It's time to walk away and move forward. You let it go. You let it behind you. You move on. You move forward. Scorpio, this has been the longest video I've done all week, but I think that it was absolutely necessary. So, if you find this video resonates with you, please hit that like, share, and like button. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so. And please feel free to comment, but keep all comments nice. Just be respectful. Common sense stuff, right? All right, Scorpio. February is going to be an interesting time for you. I think it's soul's growth, though, and it needs to be done. So I'm wishing you all a fantastic month of February. Open that heart space, let love in, right? All right, you guys take care. I'll see you all soon. Sending you all my love. Bye-bye.